All right, hi everyone. My name is Evelyn Prim. I'm the Communications Coordinator for the City of Montpelier, and I'm here today with Assistant City Manager Kelly Murphy. And Kelly is going to run through the fiscal year 2024 budget for the administration of the city. And we're going to share our screen, and I'll pass it off to Kelly.
Great, thanks, Evelyn. So to get started in this category, as you can see here from our first slide, I will be just giving an overview of the City Manager's Office, Budget, Finance, Human Resources, Technology, and the Assessor's Office. And so we'll get underway here. Thank you. So just a quick introduction of these departments. The City Manager's Office is the head of city government and is responsible for and to the City Council for the administration of city affairs. And then the Finance Human Resources Department, sort of self-explanatory, but all the accounting, payroll, budgeting items for the city are provided through finance. The clerk's office is primarily tasked with elections, land records, vital records, licensing, the Board of Civil Authority, and the Board of Abatement. And then the assessor's office, the mission is to provide fair and equitable values for real estate. And this year we are undergoing a reappraisal. And so those numbers will be taking hold in FY24. And so moving on into the organizational charts for these departments, as you can see within the city manager's office, we've got city manager William Frazier, then we've got myself, Kelly Murphy, and then we've got a few other folks within this department. We've got Mary Smith, who is the assistant to the city manager, and then we have the two positions, communications coordinator and sustainability coordinator, Evelyn Prim, who you've all seen on these videos, and then Chris Lembra, who is the sustainability coordinator and is also under this office. And then moving on, just in the top boxes here, we've got the assessor's office. We've got Marty Lagerstedt and Jane Eldrigetti, who are in that office. And then the finance division, a little bit small, apologies for that, trying to condense it onto one slide. I'm also acting as the finance director right now. We've got a human resources director, Tanya Chambers, and then we've got a part-time treasurer, Charlotte Hoyt, and then moving on into our accounting project manager, Todd Preventure, senior staff accountant, Heather Graves, accounting clerk, Crystal Lamel, and then we've got a project assistant, Serena Baker, and an admin, Josie Klein. And so that rounds out finance. And then in the clerk's office, we've got clerk John Odom and deputy clerk Sarah McMillan. And so moving on into the point of interest here, the budget. So as you can see from this slide, we've got a couple of ups in both the city manager's office and the finance office. The city manager's office is up by $170,000 or so, about 34.5%. And that's primarily due to positions. We are moving the coordinator for communications position from a part-time position to a full-time permanent position. The sustainability coordinator is also in this office. And then we've got other increases associated with benefits. And then for finance, a similar sort of explanation in terms of, and actually let me backtrack really quick, also captured here in this $170,000 is an increase to citywide legal services. We saw a reduction from the pandemic, and we've seen that start to tick back up as things are coming back online. And so with finance, we are up also at about 9.5% or so, or $68,000. And this is in large part due to staff, but then some also contractual changes in our audit or professional services and also professional development for training. And so moving on into some of the other budgets as referenced within this division, we've got the clerk's office, which is up by $16,000 for a total budget of $196,441. And their ups are associated with staffing increases. Then we've got the technology division here. This is up by about $31,000, and the total budget is $396,295. And the reason this is up is associated with our managed service contract that's provided with BC3 over the last couple of years. We've been working to right size our technology services and increase or enhance security. And so we're getting to the point now where I believe we'll start to sort of level off with the costs associated with those transitions. And then the website's also included in here. So any upgrades or enhancements therein are in this category. And then last, we've got the assessor's office, which is up a little bit here, $24,000. That's due to contractual costs associated with the assessor's contract for a total of $196,465. So just moving on into highlights from FY23, we're working to implement the strategic plan, rebuild from COVID-19. We're still seeing, some diminished revenues, but they are returning. And so we're monitoring that pretty closely. And there are expenses associated with inflation that we're watching. We're trying in any way that we can to deliver responsible services in the most efficient way possible. We're looking to address challenges with revenues and inflation, which I just mentioned. And then we're also really focused on recruitment and retention with the contractual changes that we rolled out this past fall. So in 24, our goals are to continue to provide core services in the city manager's office. As we referenced before, having a full-time communications coordinator is essential, along with the sustainability coordinator. We're monitoring legal services. And so those are the primary pieces there. In finance and technology, we've got some increases associated with staffing and then also some training as we transition to an HR director level position. And then in the clerk's office, we have a new assistant clerk. And then in the assessor's office, as I mentioned earlier, we've got the grand list being lodged in 2024 with the new reappraised values. And so just thinking ahead to the strategic plan, we are focused on the first, improving community prosperity with economic development and community enhancement funding, providing responsible and engaged government with investments in staff, infrastructure, and the setting of priorities, creating more housing with the investment in the Housing Trust Fund and the Country Club Road project, practicing good environmental stewardship, investment in net zero goals, capital needs, and sustainability assessment, building and maintaining sustainable infrastructure through investments in the capital plan and critical water sewer infrastructure, and then improving public health and safety with people, equipment, and programs. And so as we get underway here and are in 23 and building 24, the opportunities that we have are really being fully staffed for the first time in quite a while. And so really being able to take hold of some of the projects that we have on tap, improve communications with some of the investments that we've been making, and then development of the Country Club Road site, which will be a real asset for the community for years to come. Some of the challenges that we're facing are inflation, so it's just costing more to do the work we need to do. There are challenges with the supply and demand for goods and services, so it's increasing costs and availability of certain items. And then we also have aging infrastructure, which we are working to address whenever we can. So with that is what I have for the presentation. If you have any questions, please contact me or the city manager's office, Kay Murphy at montpelier-vt.org. Thanks so much. Bye.